Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 10 of Forgecraft. Today, hanging out with Fujin and Lex and Raj and Rorax and Simi and Tomas and Terag. Hey everybody, what's cooking?
Sandstone into smooth sandstone.
Oh, fancy.
I'm cooking in the nether.
I like the animation on the belt funnel. That's pretty cool.
And it makes an eating noise.
It does. It makes an eating noise, which is the best. And I also like the filter that you can apply to the extractor. That is also cool.
Yeah,
I'm playing around with more... oh, that's cool. You can put... So if I put 48 on there, does that mean it extracts 48 at a time?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm using that to compact my whole belt so it does stacks instead of... because it really speeds up everything.
Right.
That is something that I would suggest, is have a way of filtering any item but a specific stack size.
Right. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to avoid filter items that have data on them to put there instead to have some more advanced filtering.
Yeah, kind of how Extra Utilities did it, right? Where there's like an item with a UI. Like, I know that you might be trying to avoid something like that, but that might be tricky to avoid.
Yeah. Yeah, it has multiple uses on the belt observer as well, so it might come in handy.
I'm just trying to think of like is there a way to make it so that it doesn't have to be a UI, that it's like an in-world thing?
Yeah, it's tricky because every mod has done it the same way.
Right. Like you could do something where like you place a block in the world and there's like a 3x3 grid on the block, kind of like a crafting table has, and then you can click into each spot, and then when you pick the block up, it remembers what items you placed in there. Or even a 5x5 if you want to get really... Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
It does, yeah.
That might be a cool way to do it without a UI, right? And
What if you just use the flex crate?
What's a flex crate?
And just
It's
has
a
the
flexible crate.
templates.
Oh.
Yeah, and it reads the contents of the flex crate that you put on the filter.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, but we also need more options like number inputs, and also I was thinking about filtering by other item properties that just can't really be represented by stuff like that.
You don't currently have any UIs, which is really cool.
Right.
But it would mean that like adding a more complex filter is going to get tricky. Because currently it's all just displayed right there on the block.
There are plenty of UIs in Create. There's the Flex Create, there's the...
Okay. I should say you've kind of designed, in most cases, to not need them. A couple things obviously have to have them, like inventory.
Yeah, the infrastructure's there. I'm just trying to not have the screen open up for every single block.
Right, yeah, which is cool. I do like that when it works. I feel like sometimes mods can like force it a little bit, and it's like, okay, now I just need a UI, but creates pretty good balance.
If there's more than one parameter, then there's no way around it, really.
Yeah. So my contraption is now functional, though it's a bit slow. I need to beef it up. Which really just means adding more cobble gens.
If it's passive, then it doesn't matter, does it? You can just sit there and it will do it.
But I want it now.
This is the thing about so many of these Minecrafters. They just want everything now, and they want to be able to store millions of iron ingots and...
Rorax, I've been working on this for like 2 weeks.
I will not be happy until it produces 1 stack of iron blocks per tick.
So that's the other thing. You say it's OP, but you've also been working on it for ages. So don't you think that's like a valid sort of...
Well, it's taken me maybe 3 separate days of work on the server.
So the belt funnel picks up items,
like
right? And the extractor...
But I mean, it's fun, and it's like huge. I don't think it's that bad. If I would change anything, it would be the amount of
wow, that is fast.
The amount of clay that you get from cobblestone seems crazy. You get basically 2 clay for every 1 cobble.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's just something you can't foresee when you design these recipes.
And if you nerf that, then the whole chain that makes gold is like super nerfed.
Right.
I just made a really fast belt, and it's cool.
Yeah, I think we should make one of those in the Nether. And just use that to get around. Yeah.
That would be cool.
That's actually what I'm working on.
Nice.
Railgun.
Nice.
No way.
The belt gun?
Such a good idea.
So if I wanted to make...
So they are a little bit janky, because I'm not very good at moving entities around consistently. It's kind of a bit of a struggle sometimes, but I'll get there eventually.
So if I wanted that to run to, like, over here...
Especially when they're slanty, when they're sort of going up one block while they're moving forwards.
See, that's
sometimes
neat.
just get stuck on the midway point, because there's no collision box.
Perfect.
I think conveyors are one of those age-old
That's neat.
problems of modding in general.
Yeah,
Try
I think
different
like your
ways
only
of doing
solution
them
there
and-
is to not actually have entities on the belt, right? And to have it just be rendered entities on the belt.
For server performance and everything, yeah, having actual entities in world is.
Yeah, I get that. It's just kind
It's
of
not as
screwed to
cool.
create.
It's absolutely not as cool, right?
That's the eternal battle: coolness versus performance.
Right.
It will just break so many things that you could have done otherwise with create, because with the item entities you have a lot more flexibilities, but as soon as it gets locked onto the belt, then a lot of the designs that you've already come up with will like start, not working anymore.
Yeah, like pistons pushing things off and stuff, which are really cool.
That's neat. Okay.
But
I
yeah,
kinda
get
wanna leave that
it's,
there.
Bad.
I just want to like
TPS
play with
has
this model a
it,
little bit.
and it should not be used for moving items around in large amounts. It's just for the processing part. I'm planning on adding more logistical shenanigans to create that might be more suitable for large amounts of items and more complex sort of tasks, because the belts are very limited and it's hard to get them to work right moving items
See,
around.
that's what I want, right?
Well, to be quite honest, there's some stuff that you're doing
So I have an
which I
idea.
am amazed runs as well as it does, like the rotational chassis, for example, and doing things like windmills.
There you go.
So, I mean, it's not like you're not looking at performance.
So what if we wanted to do this? I'm just wrapping my head around how this mod works.
Yeah,
I'm
the
having
whole
fun with it.
entire rotation.
Can you tell, guys?
Was, at the beginning, it was unbearable. You put down like 8 gears, and you would immediately notice that there was stuff happening. But I think I got it to a point where it's
definitely very cool right now.
I mean, this whole contraption in my base doesn't seem to affect my FPS at all.
Yeah. And that to me is mind-boggling.
I just came up with like a golden hammer that I use for every rotating thing in this mod. Just hook it up to that, and it works.
This is the one that eats, right? All right, so that should be like a corner connection, right?
Pattern that I use, which seems to work alright.
Whoop whoop. Ah, that's cool. I made a conveyor belt system that has a corner. I'm like understanding gearboxes and how to use them to make corners, and I'm just like wrapping my head around how this mod works right now, and it's super fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty smart way to do it. There, you don't need much more than just one gearbox.
Right.
So yeah, that's good. Well done.
So at some point I'm
That was
gonna have to figure out like what schematics are.
Those are what you make with the Mighty Architect.
Well, not necessarily. Mighty Architect is a client tool. It just generates schematics.
Right, but like he's already used that, so I'm saying like you've already done it.
Well, he hasn't used the schematics in Create, which are the items that allow you to build it.
Yeah, I definitely haven't messed with schematics yet.
But that really isn't all that exciting. It's just so that Mighty Architect can be used in survival.
Gotcha.
Schematic cannon is still really fun.
Oh, yeah. It's like one of the first things I made.
Gearbox relays rotations to 4 directions. That's what I've got, right? That's a different gearbox.
So, slight problem. The position of my nether portal should be is right above a blaze spawner. And
what I need to do is go to the nether so I can make a motor.
What?
Or go to Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, I have to go to the end.
Yeah. I think some people have.
They have. I know Raj has been there.
No, like they have some Dragon's Breath. You might be able to borrow it.
Oh, gotcha.
I have a stack if you want it.
Maybe. I kind of want to go to the end, but I should probably wait for Soren for that. Belt observer detects items passing by and a mechanical belt in front of it. Works well with a piston on top, pushing certain items off. That's cool.
I love the belt observer.
So now if I wanted to... I want to make a mechanical press so I can play with that.
Especially the way you made it like mesh with the belts. It's cool.
Yeah, that had to be some sort of indication that you're doing it right.
I may not have the iron for this, but it should be smelted by now because I put this in a while ago. Sweet. Now the mechanical press. Here's a question that I find myself asking.
So yeah, torque is going to be real interesting.
Yeah, what's your thoughts about that?
Well, probably the biggest problem is that I do not want to limit things too much. So that if you want to create something cool, then you shouldn't be doing all about. But what I could imagine could work is some sort of network capacity or some sort of stress value that increases the more stuff you have, and stuff that is rotating faster and has a higher amount of stress on the network. And then you can add more sources, like more water wheels, which increase the amount of stuff you can add to the network. Some sort of.
You just need an easy way to telegraph, like, you're out of torque, right?
Yeah.
Like,
If you
obvious, like, grinding particles and noise or something.
Right. If you place new gears on it, it will sort of slowly give more redder particles or something, and then eventually it just pops up the moment you place it, and you know, okay, I need to add more torque to the system.
I keep getting stuck on the belts.
Just hold shift.
Does hold shift work? I thought it was... Oh, it does work.
It does indeed.
I don't know why that wasn't... I felt like it wasn't working before, but it is. You're right. That makes life easier.
It does.
All right, I want to try this observer. I'm going to see if this works the way I think it will. I'm suspecting it won't be fast enough, but that's okay.
I do really appreciate a solution like that, by the way, Sim, because a lot of mechanical attempts at power have done it by distance. And I feel like that's very limiting. Like, it's very hard to have a nice, compact system.
It also doesn't make any sense. Distance.
Right.
Why would it go down over distance?
It's easier to implement, though, because especially in Create, like, the machines only know their immediate source. Like, if there's a gear, it only knows, okay, I'm getting the power from this adjacent gear, and so on. So currently they have no idea how stressed the network is, but that would obviously have to change, so that, you know, when you place a block, that it will know whether or not the entire network is too stressed or not. But metrics like distance are much easier to do, because then you could just, you know, immediately
so I could slow this down
and increase distance value for whatever was adjacent to it. So
I like that idea.
Therefore, you know, you wouldn't need to update every single block in the network. when a new block is placed.
Has anyone actually tested long distance and chunk loading with Create?
I thought there was a
I
break.
don't think so. Because
Sounds like a job for us.
Probably go bad. You could probably use it to exploit it somehow. Like it would, stop checking where the source was, and you could sort of bypass the whole thing. That's what I could think could happen.
If the source gets unloaded, and then someone else comes along and deletes the source, will the stuff that's already moving still
I got an
be?
idea.
Right. That might be a problem.
I mean, I do have 1,000 block long freaking tunnel. I can test it.
Good.
Is there a maximum length on the belts?
20.
Yeah, it's a config.
Okay.
There definitely is, because I hit it on my contraption. And I can show you exactly how long it is.
Does the speed of the rotation affect the mechanical press in any way, or does it just need any amount of rotational energy?
The press doesn't get affected by it because it looked ridiculous when it was fast or slow. It didn't seem right.
That's fair
So
enough.
just
So what I'll do...
That I'm
Alright.
kind of disappointed in, because I have to actually slow down the belt in order to get the press to.
Yeah, that's what I'm playing with now, is automating the press. And I just want to do it fully with Create.
I built this whole thing with a press with a button next to it.
The press is the simplest thing to automate.
Yeah, it's the first thing you make, basically.
Yeah, I know,
the
but I'm just
simplest
doing
is
it with
just
like
a
things and
pressure
stuff.
plate, right?
Right. There's several ways. If you want to automate,
That's semi-automatic, I guess.
Yeah, it is. But now use the pressure plate as well, because you don't really need all that many sheets, really.
Oh, just you wait, Sim. Once people get hold of Craft Weaker, they'll be using your stuff for everything.
Well, they can use data packs already.
True. Data packs, like, it's not even in my brain to think about data packs yet, and it should be, because they're cool.
They are.
Someone already made a Skyblock pack with Create, and they somehow managed to modify the crushing recipes and all that.
Well, I know Hey It's Jose has been using it for Geolysis data packs and the crushing wheel.
Which is, well, it's concerning me a little that Create is in a few packs now, because you're gonna...
Alright, we're back, guys.
We got your back.
So let's see.
Yeah, for real. Questions. You should hang out in the Forge Discord. Lots of people there. We'll answer pretty much anything you got.
It's much appreciated.
So let's see if I automated this well enough. I'm hoping I did this right. It's way over-engineered, but I think it's cool. That was lag. I'm gonna call that lag.
Ooh, now here's a problem. If I have a chest that is getting 3 different items in, and I need to filter out one, the unfiltered
it's too
extractor
fast.
could pull the wrong item, right? There's no priority to it, right?
It eats too fast.
Oh. Yeah, no, there isn't.
So,
So
realistically,
then-
you want to slow down your belts. a
Whatever
bit.
ticks fast.
Which I think is the issue Dyer's running into right now.
Do what now?
The issue is that whichever one just happens to tick first will be what's going on. So that press is too close to the...
To the belt funnel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking either slow down the belt, or because they're in the same block space, it doesn't matter how slow the belt's going.
Yep.
Right. Okay. I can probably come up with a solution to that then. So even if the belt's going super fast, it'll still work, provided I line it up correctly. Well,
Nope.
no, I still want it to be
I
somewhat
learned
slow.
that.
Yeah, okay. I want it to be somewhat slow.
It might skip that segment of the belt so it doesn't register. Because the press tries to basically break the item. No, it tries to stop it on the belt while it's processing it. And then the item will continue. But if the belt's too fast, it might miss it.
So let's do this. You've heard of dire wire. Now get ready for dire belts. It's so bad. I love it. It's so over-engineered. It's perfect.
Sure, we'll call it that.
And of course I'm testing with gold, which like I don't have that much of, but sure, why not?
You can just give them a color. Like, give each belt a different color, and it will look even better.
You can color them?
Yeah.
What?
Wait.
Have I not told you
What?
guys about that?
No, you didn't.
Right-click the belt with a die.
Oh,
That
would
is
have been so
cool.
useful for my 2 different speeds of belts.
That I
I'm so
did not
sorry.
know.
Well, I'll do that now to make it pretty.
Oh, see, Simi's always here for the builders.
Thanks, Simi.
My pleasure.
I'm gonna try this out now. Oh, that's cool.
I'm about to as soon as I fix this one.
Today I
issue.
learned that's a thing.
Oh yeah, Sammy, have you noticed the belts not stacking issue?
The belt, yeah, they don't stack if you have them connecting somewhere. If one item is sort of configured to
I gotta find
wait
some
for you to
poppies.
select a second shaft, then it might not stack because it saves that in the MBT.
Oh, that
awesome.
would explain it.
I was unawares.
You can shift right click to reset it.
So that's what I already have of, right? Yes, cool.
Is it possible to make them stackable nonetheless? I'm not sure.
There's some poppies.
You can use the pickup
Yeah.
item event to manually stack.
Right, yeah, that would make sense.
Beautiful. Let's try this.
Or you could store the location on the player, not on the item stack.
Yeah, true.
I definitely need a running faster mod. And I think the only one we have is that abilities bottle thing, right?
You need 5 speed upgrades. Can I interest you in some?
Oh, do you? Do you now?
I have at least 2.
Pretty sure Raj has like 30.
Yeah.
Hey, indigo dye doesn't work. I feel robbed.
Oh no.
Booze.
Is it in the die tags?
I don't know.
Or did I goof up?
Look at it. I have an awesome colorful belt system, and it auto compresses. It's way bigger than it needs to be. But it's cool.
But each belt isn't a different color.
I mean, they're all pretty different colors.
You got 2 yellow dye.
I know, I have 2 blue too. It's directional. So yellow is going whatever direction that is. West and east. North and south is
Okay,
blue,
well,
and up
now
and down
you
is red.
just
See, look, there's a pattern
So now-
wax.
you have to base it now on red, green, blue, XYZ
You
Yeah.
because
can also make a gradient because it's like leather armor. It kind of stacks the colors if you add more.
I like whatever mod it is that makes it so every time I hit a zombie, I light on fire for no reason.
That would be Lemming.
Would it be Lemming? It would. It sounds like something Lemming would do.
is it in Scrollman? So Lemming is getting mobs, like enchants, like champion stuff.
I think it's the
Yep.
Ensorcellator mod or whatever it is, right? Alright, that's cool. I
It would
automated...
be nice if there was an indicator of a champion, though.
Is that what they are? They're champions?
Oh, that's just the name I'm using because that's what most games call them.
Got it. Yeah, no, look, I automated a thing.
All right, now automate grinders.
I'm kind of waiting for Soren to do grinders, because he waited for me, so I'm waiting for him. So when Soren and I get on the server together, we'll do it. But like, technically, this doesn't need to be as fast as it does. This was just me playing with the speed alterations, right, and learning how gears work. So the extractor extracts onto a fast belt, and then hits a slow belt, and that one stamps the item into a plate, and then into a chest. That's kind of cool. There might be a more efficient way to do this, but I think this is pretty solid. Like, this isn't terrible. I don't think you would be too much more efficient with it, right?
Hey, Dyer.
Yeah.
You should check out my base.
I'm worried too. Should I come visit now? Are you at your base?
I'm currently about 45 blocks away from Rorax's base, but I can be there.
Alright, you let me know when you're ready, and I'll come visit as soon as you're ready.
Okay.
Alright, guys, we're at Lex's base, which is huge, by the way. This is cool, Lex. Oh.
Yeah, it took me a while to... We got this nice little guardian spawner, if anyone wants some cooked fish.
Oh. Up there is a guardian spawner?
Yeah.
Sweet. How's it work?
Well, guardians usually spawn in this ocean monument, so I made it so that this is the only place that they could spawn.
Okay.
And then the bubbles push them. And then if you go up to the top, there's just a little water flow that pushes them into a grind.
Nice, dude. So it's just a passive guardian farm.
Yep.
Nice. All vanilla. That's cool.
And then over here is the create stuff. I have magical chests. So if you have anything to smelt or smoke or crush or press, put them in the input.
So you're just
that's
hiding
cool.
everything, hiding the inner workings.
Yeah, I want to see the gears. Also, why are you
Back
totally
to the
invisible?
entrance. Because invisibility rocks.
I guess.
I didn't get my seaweed back. Does it take a minute?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
cool.
it has to go through your machine.
Okay, that's fast.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
All right.
So you're playing with those capability proxy things you were telling me are cool.
Yep. So I couldn't get something that I wanted to transfer items fast enough downwards, so I use these proxies, which just basically pretends that the chest is...
Okay. So they're connected to the chests upstairs.
Yep.
That's cool.
So the very far left one is my smelter. Just drops things in, has a fan, smelts, and picks up.
Nice.
The other side is the exact same design, but using fire instead of lava.
Oh, right, I forgot. Now let's see if I can
Fire
get back
bad.
to you. Alright, guys, we're back. So yeah, this is pretty cool, Lex.
And right now it's running off of a motor, but my first draft of it was running off of a fire, and so that works. The next
So-
up is a grinder.
Nice. Yeah, I've yet to make one of these.
Terag, you should demonstrate for him.
Whee! And it's kind of like a pulverizer, right? It like grinds them stuff up.
Yep.
Um,
I was more referring to the other form of demonstration.
Oh, I've done that before. That's fun. I've ridden one before. I died in Terrag's base a lot. So there's a mob killer for you. That's a way to kill mobs.
It also deletes anything that it can't process, so maybe not.
Oh, so it's not
Yeah.
a great way to process mob kills.
Oh,
Actually,
deletes
it
them?
is because it will drop the mob drops underneath it. Anything that's in that one block space up in the middle is what it pulls in into.
Gotcha. So you can use this as a mob grinder.
While we're talking about that, a small issue I noticed, Simi, is that it was early on, I was messing with this, and I had some ores in it, it was making particles, and then I accidentally right-clicked a torch in the middle, and they just disappeared.
Right.
Rip.
I'm thinking that the middle should maybe be a place where you can't place things.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's a small thing. It was a
obviously
dumb thing for me to do, but like, I was like, oh, my ores.
Yeah.
So is there anything else underneath, or is that just open space for now?
It's where I was going to make my farm.
Nice.
I'm currently trying to gather enough grass for it.
All right. Well, I got to wrap up my episode. So we will come back next time, guys. Maybe see some more bases. Maybe check out some more stuff with Create and any other mods on the server that look like they might be fun to play with. For now, Double 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.